what I thought was so interesting is when I talked to him, I said, what do you think the secret is? I'm like, this place is pretty nice. And he said to me, Cody, do you think that because you've been around small business for so long, small has infected your thinking? And I was like, I don't know. But then I realized to him it had, because he's got way more zeros than I do. And so like those zeros become unlocks to the curtain. I mean, the other day I was flying here yesterday, and I sat next to Jeffrey Kent, the CEO and founder of Abercrombie and Kent. And he built that business up to multiple billions of dollars before selling it. He played polo with the king, is quite close with King Charles, and also has traveled the world, came from nothing in South Africa, was in a town in South Africa where there are only 100 white people, which is fascinating. Mostly was barefoot all throughout his childhood, and created the luxury travel market, essentially. And I was just sitting next to him on the airplane, and I kind of looked at his watch, and I was like, that's a nice watch. And I sort of looked at his mannerisms, and I was like, I just have a feeling this guy is worth a lot of money. And so I started chatting with him. I just said, hi, like, I'm Cody. Why were you in town? What were you doing in Cannes? And he lives now in Monaco. And what I thought was so interesting is when I talked to him, I said, what do you think the secret is? Like, you're a billionaire. Like, what is that? How do you become that? And he said, there's really one ingredient to success. And that ingredient is the thing that everybody has, but everybody wastes. Time. He's like, I ran my company for 61 years. 61 years running one company. He goes, can you imagine what the compounding looks like in 61 years focused on one thing? He goes, this generation cannot imagine. And then we went a little deeper. And I said, what do you think is the biggest difference between entrepreneurs today and entrepreneurs when you were really in the game? Because he's in his 80s now.